वी आर लाइव नाउ। आप जो कर रहे हैं वो करते रहेंगे तो आप वही पाएंगे जो पाते रह रहे हैं। कुछ नया पाना है तो कुछ नया करना होगा। एक नया रिचुअल बनाइए जो आपके लाइफ में मिराकल लाए और आपको आत्मनिर्भर बनाए। आपको शायद ये गलतफहमी है कि आप 1 BHK, 2 BHK, पेंट हाउस या विला में रहते हैं। ये मिथ है। आप सिर्फ और सिर्फ अपने बॉडी में रहते हैं। जब आप हॉस्पिटल में होते या कहीं भी होते तो कोई आपसे कहता है तो इस तरीके से कहता है, मिस्टर रमेश को दवाई दे दीजिए, मिस्टर मिसेस सो एंड सो को इंजेक्शन दे दीजिए। लेकिन जब आप बॉडी में नहीं रहते हैं तो कहा जाता है ये बॉडी घर वालों को हैंड ओवर कर दी। जब आप अपने शरीर में नहीं रहते हैं तो उस शरीर से आपका नाम भी ले लिया जाता है। आप सिर्फ और सिर्फ अपने बॉडी में रहते हैं। बॉडी साथ छोड़ दे तो आप एग्जिस्ट ही नहीं करते। योर हेल्थ शुड बी योर प्रायोरिटी। आप अगर अपनी हेल्थ की ध्यान नहीं देते हैं तो कहीं ना कहीं आप जो जिंदगी भर कमाते हैं वो एक डॉक्टर को देने के लिए कमाते हैं। आप जिंदगी भर जिनके लिए कमाते हैं बुढ़ापे में उनकी रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी बनने के लिए कमाते हैं। आपको तय करना है कैसे कमाना है। एट द कॉस्ट ऑफ योर हेल्थ। आपके पास चॉइस। आप जो चाहे कर सकते हैं। आपको कोल्ड ड्रिंक पीना है कि जूस पीना है। आपको सुबह देर तक सोना है कि एक्सरसाइज करना है। आपको क्या खाना है, आपको क्या सुनना है, क्या देखना है। आपके पास चॉइस है। इस चॉइस को आप कहां तक यूज करते हैं ये आप पर डिपेंड करता है। आज हमारे इस पूरी श्रृंखला को चलाने के लिए, मॉडरेट करने के लिए, हमारे गेस्ट को वेलकम करने के लिए और क्वेश्चन करने के लिए हमारे साथ है मंदाकिनी जी। आज का सेशन बहुत ही अच्छा होने वाला है। हम लोग ने वेगन और वेजी पे ऑलरेडी कर चुका है और हेल्थ पे ये दूसरा है करी, और पहले वाले में सबको बहुत पसंद आई थी। तो वी आर लुकिंग फॉरवर्ड टू दिस इज ऑन हेल्थ इनोवेशन। As I said, Mandakini ji, she is a dental surgeon. She acted as a lecturer. She is engaged in pediatric dentistry. She is working with Hasna Foundation. She is running oral hygiene drive from rural to urban. She is desperate to give something back to the society. Now it's up to you whether you're going to take it or not. कुछ भी अगर आपके हेल्थ को, मेंटालिटी को, स्पिरिचुअलिटी को वीक बनाता है, इट्स अ पॉइजन। हटा दीजिए अपने लाइफ से। मंदाकिनी जी, सॉरी, इट्स टेक द फ्लो, स्टार्ट द सेशन. पीपल आर excited to hear our panelists today, our guests today. Mandakini ji.
Thank you so much, Archana ji, for the lovely introduction. And a very warm welcome to the guests here tonight and to my audience. Welcome to yet another terrific session of Miracle Rituals. Connect to thyself. Connect to thyself. अपने आप से connect करना सीखिए. दुनिया से अपने आप connect बन जाएगा. So that is the purpose of this session. And the topic that we are taking up today is something which is very important in today's world, which is healthcare. जब मैंने शुरू किया था अपना डेंटल प्रोग्राम, अपना डेंटल कोर्स, तो the first thing which my professors taught me that what is health? Health होता क्या है? So in a very basic simple term, जो पहली चीज मेरे प्रोफेसर ने मुझे सिखाई थी, it was that health is a state of complete harmony of body, mind and spirit. And I am so happy and I'm so proud that I am today in the august company of some such people who really believe in this fact, who have been working towards better healthcare and who have been trying to bring innovation and technology on one single platform so that good healthcare services can reach to the common man and to each and every corner of the country. With this, I would like to welcome our esteemed guests for tonight, Ms. Shalini Gamreji and Roshan Khanji. Thank you so much, ma'am and sir, for joining us today. First of all, I would like to introduce Roshan Khanji. Roshan Khanji is a technology expert and connoisseur, having dedicated his entire career to studying technological trends and innovation. He started his career in 1998 and has been a successful technology and innovation evangelist, helping multiple organizations, including LG, Nokia, and Amadeus, in taking valuable technical and strategic decisions during his employment with them. After 22 successful years in corporate, he is now the founder and CEO of a technology startup called HINTS, which stands for Highly Innovative Technology Solutions. His first product, Stethoscope.ai, got early success in being adopted by one of the largest retail companies, Titan, for tracking and monitoring the health status of their employees at thousands of their locations across India. To blow off steam and in his spare time, Roshanji is an avid dancer and has been practicing tango for the last few years. And I can see that Roshanji is enjoying his driving also to take off that stress. And a very warm welcome to you, Roshanji. It's so good to have you with us tonight. And with this, I would like to introduce our next esteemed guest on the panel today, Ms. Shalini Gamre. Ms. Shalini Gamreji is a certified counselor. She conducts online and offline counseling and training programs for individuals and business houses, thus helping them to get over anxiety, stress, work pressure, relationship challenges, and depression, which is such a huge cause of problems these days in the COVID-19 days. Her unique techniques have got her connected to senior citizens, healthcare workers, students, professionals, and caregivers. Her initiatives on social media with educational institutions and corporates has helped her make vital talk therapy an effective way of dealing with many mental and behavioral problems. She is also an author in the Self-Help Genre, and her current book, At Crossroads, is a story that reiterates the impact of counseling. A very warm welcome, ma'am, to you today on this show tonight. And with this, I would like to take up a few questions with the guests today. So, Roshanji, I would like to start with you, please, sir. And if you could please unmute yourself. Yeah. So, first of all, as you know, that the name of the session is Miracle Rituals, Connect to Thyself. So, just let us know, let the audience know that how has been your personal journey and how have you been able to connect to thyself, how you have been able to make a connection to your own self, and just give us a brief about your journey, sir.
Thank you very much. Thank you, Mandakini ma'am. Thank you, Archana, and thank you, Shalini ma'am, for having me here. I'm very delighted and very grateful for the platform, for letting me share my entrepreneur journey. I will be very happy to tell you about how things have been as a technologist in my life. So as it was told, I've been working in corporate life for 22 years. It's just last May is when I decided that it's been enough of 22 years in corporate. Before that, I had spent 22 years in like in army life because my dad was in army. So first 22 years, I did my engineering also in the Army Engineering College in Pune. And so the next phase was 22 years of corporate life. I think the next 22 years for myself will be in business, making generate revenue, generate employment, and of course generate happiness in this world. And this is why I've chosen the company name also as HINTS, which is Highly Innovative Technology Solutions. And my first product name is Stethoscope.ai. So as you can make it out from the name itself, Stethoscope.ai, it is a health tech product. and the main objective of the whole focus was to reduce the gap of time and effort between the patient and a doctor. That is the focus and objective which I started with. And then COVID happened in February, so we switched the focus from reducing the gap between a patient and a doctor to basically taking care of corporate health and wellness, because of the COVID, all the industries, manufacturing factories, and the people and jobs and employment got suffered. So even my friends, my family, both in government and private, they were impacted. And so I also switched the focus towards solving the problem for them. So that is how I'm thinking helping others is also helping myself, and helping myself is helping others. That's, I can start with that.
Yeah, thank you so much, sir. And I am really delighted to see that although COVID has been such a problematic issue for people around the world, but still there are so many positive people who have come up with different innovations and technologies. Especially Roshan ji just now said that it was COVID that helped him recreate this thing and think about this. Similarly, we have Shalini ma'am with me, and Shalini ma'am also has been very progressive in her ways towards healthcare. And I would like to ask Shalini ma'am here that, ma'am, you have been into the counseling therapy these days, which is very important during these corona times, how challenging these times have been. So, ma'am, can you just let the audience know how you started and what was it that made you start? How was your personal journey, and how did you begin with this?
So just like Roshan has 22 years of corporate experience, I myself worked in the corporates for about 16 to 17 years until I also, like Roshan, felt that there was more I could do with my life than serve with the corporates. So I completed my education in counseling. I primarily did counseling studies is because I wanted to create really strong behavioral modules to be shared as training programs at corporates and educational institutions. But somewhere after every training program, there used to be participants who would come up and ask me questions related to their personal life. And I thought maybe I can't just stop here. Maybe I would have to do one-on-one counseling so that these training programs become more palatable and digested well. So I said, so I started with one-on-one counseling. Of course, before COVID, it was face-to-face, and that's the way we learn to do counseling, to build that rapport up with the person and that trust factor. But I guess COVID taught us how to do things a little differently. To begin with, in the month of March and April, I was fairly skeptical about online sessions because ऐसा लगता था कैसे होगा वो नॉन वर्बल कम्युनिकेशन कैसे होगा ना स्क्रीन के थ्रू. तो बट आई सेड अभी क्या कर सकते हैं, तो यू हैव टू डू इट, तो यू हैव टू डू इट. एंड कोविड टाइम्स शोड अस लॉट ऑफ domestic violence, mental health issues because of the work from home, and everyone was on each other's face. घर पे बच्चे और पेरेंट्स ने इतना टाइम कभी लाइफ में स्पेंड नहीं किया साथ में, तो अचानक सब साथ में हो गए इतने महीने के लिए. So there were a lot of challenges that we were informed of. So I said, let's do sessions online, and it wasn't so bad after all. I mean, ho jata hai wo connection build up even Zoom ke through and other platforms. I guess we only had to learn it first, and then I mean, it was a smooth sail. I have coached and counseled almost everyone in the COVID times online only. So I discovered for myself that after COVID, that online counseling is also a good therapy, a good process in which now I can connect with people from anywhere across the world, and they don't have to come, travel, spend that money on travel, and meet me, but they can we can just see each other on screen. So that's how I got started.
Very right, very right. Thank you so much, ma'am. And जैसा कि मेरी ऑडियंस यहाँ पे जानती है, जब स्टेथोस्कोप बना था जो शुरुआत में, तो एक वो ऐसे गोला लेके उन्होंने स्टार्ट किया कि हार्ट बीट, उस टाइम पे स्टेथोस्कोप को आला कहते थे. It was an आला, एक ऐसे एक लंबा सा डंडा बनाया गया and it was kept like this, ऐसे कान पे लगा के. Who would have thought उस टाइम पर कि एक चार्ट पेपर से बना हुआ शुरुआत में जिसको आला कहा जाता था, मेरे नाना दादाजी, they were all doctors, they used to call it आला. आला से चेक करो, जिसने आला से चेक कर लिया तो समझ लो उस पेशेंट का डायग्नोसिस हो गया. एमआरआई, सीटी स्कैन ये सब तो होता ही नहीं था. आला वाज एवरीथिंग. और किसने सोचा था कि उस टाइम पर आला से कोई stethoscope.ai बना देगा. This is how we are innovating. This is how we are keeping up ourselves in these COVID times. And Roshanji, this motivates me to ask you this question. Please describe your innovation to the viewers from ALA to AI. How has this happened? ALA to AI. Your journey, sir.
Mandakini ma'am, I want this recording to be there. I want to use this for as my marketing collateral also. How well have you described the ALA to stethoscope and the AI part? Please share the details. Anyways, yes. So thank you very much for that. Yes, so that was the objective also. Once as I said, we wanted to close the gap between the patient and the doctor, right? And the journey to stethoscope.ai, first we started with, as I said, hospitals. So we approached a lot of hospitals. This is like last year, when I said I left my corporate life in May, June last year. So the Q3 and Q4 last year, when nobody had heard about COVID, right? So I was approaching a lot of hospitals to check with them, to doctors, senior doctors, big ones also, big corporate hospitals, and wanted to tell them that how important it is to measure the health condition of each and every citizen, not just have some platforms to select a doctor for their ailment, because if you see, there are many platforms available now also and earlier, where we just go online search, I want to go to ENT doctor, I want to go to a cardiologist, I want to go here. But when you just think, everything starts with a symptom, right? That is why stethoscope is the first thing a doctor always carries to see and to detect what all he can measure. He can measure how is the breathing, both from the chest, backside, from how good is the breathing, how clear is the one, and the temperature from skin. After that only the doctor then goes to the next level. So the first is general physician who checks the symptoms, and that is where stethoscope.ai is being used. The first level of diagnosis is done, and sometimes there are doctors who are interns and also the first level is done, which is the most important part. After that, they are moved on to the specialist, and then they carry out the extra diagnosis and blood test and everything else, if as and when required. So that is what we want to also talk to doctors. But that time, even I think High Court in Lucknow and High Court in Bombay had recently passed one ruling or something against the case there. They said prescription online should not be allowed in few cases, right? So that was also something because of which doctors across India were reluctant to have online platforms where people can, doctors can actually prescribe and test and diagnose, right? So not very open. That's how it was there. But as soon as COVID happened and everything closed, there was no choice for the whole world to become online, whether it is the doctor services or for that any kind of services, right? And you can see how digital platform has helped to get that. And that is where we also, as I said, changed towards that, and we focused more, like Shalini ma'am said, right? She also started on counseling and as a therapist and helping people online, because now it was not possible to meet online people face to face, and she can't talk to them, though it is the best way to console, to understand them, to tell them what they should do, how they can help. But when things are not possible, there has to be a way to diagnose people. So that's the objective of stethoscope.ai. And we said in the corporate world, we know that 40% of the time people are falling sick, and the reasons are the musculoskeletal problems and the stress and the sickness, the minor illnesses are there because of which they are absent, and because of that the whole organization loses a lot of productivity, and there's something called sickness absenteeism, and then the healthcare costs also are increasing. every 10 years, there is around 20% of increase in the insurance cost and healthcare cost for the corporate. But COVID has shown just in 6 months, which used to increase 25%, now it has increased only in 6 months 25%. So there is a problem for the corporate and the employee to solve, and that is where we said we need to focus on this, because this is going to be a ever existing problem, and we need to address this problem for the corporates, whether it is IT side or non-IT or manufacturing. Everybody has this problem, and employers also need the support for diagnosis and reducing their healthcare costs, specifically in India, where we spend so much of money in insurance individually and both corporate wise. So that's how we said we need to address this problem.
Very true, sir. As very rightly said by you, in corporates there are a lot of musculoskeletal problems being faced by the staff and the people out there. Definitely their job is quite tough for them and very stressful. The mental stress, the mental pressures are also there, which cannot be checked by an ala. So that is where I think Shalini ma'am comes in with her counseling sessions. And ma'am, I would like to know more from you. Like, you have been doing these counseling sessions, like you were doing before COVID, you were doing a one-to-one session. So now you have started these sessions online for the benefit of everyone. So earlier, before this, you were doing this only on one-to-one basis, right, ma'am? And this online session started only
Yes.
after this COVID came, right? So how has your journey changed? How has your online journey changed with the people, with your patients, or with the senior citizens? Like you were telling me about domestic abuse just now. Can you please elaborate upon your experience with the different categories of people that you're coming in contact with?
So how my journey of counseling has changed, I had to actually refresh and do a course again on counseling. And I had to connect with a few of my coaches and my leaders to understand what are the challenges they face on online counseling. So even though I'm a counselor, I still have my own teachers who will coach me from time to time when the circumstances outside change. So after doing that, I realized that there can be a lot of distraction on the other side when it's online counseling, which is mostly eliminated when it's offline counseling. But how to deal with those distractions is something that I learned through my process of learning how to do online counseling. And now there is a set SOP which I have, which I provide to the people who will come for online counseling. So it's very clear that they make themselves distraction free as much as possible. At the same time, of course, understanding the emotions behind what they're saying used to happen much easier when it was offline. But online, I have to pay more attention. I have to literally see this much of the body language only. Most of the time the things they're doing with their hand fidgeting and all that I cannot see anymore. So sometimes it's different experiences that I have. So when it was working with senior citizens especially, I had to do a training before the counseling with institute from where I know these senior citizens come for counseling from. So we had to create an awareness program for them. What is counseling? Why should they get into talk therapy before medication for anxiety? Domestic abuse and violence. When I talk about husband, wife, they are kind of detached when husband is going to office, but when husband is home and wife is home, there is a lot of friction that happens, and so a lot of anxiety gets created, and that's when people seek a counselor's help. And of course, while doing the counseling also there is a lot of distractions with children outside, and older parents shouting from the outside, and the cooker noise. So it's been a very journey which has been something that I myself have to adjust to. And so different people come in for counseling. Students are very focused. They're very clear as to why they are talking to a senior person. They're very submissive. The middle-aged, between 30 to 45, 50, they come with the attitude of, what is she going to tell me that I don't already know, right? So they are fairly distracted. There's the mobile phone always in the on the screen. I can see there's fidgeting happening there. So those are the kinds of people that you have to be much patient with, and take it a little more slow with them. And then there are senior citizens who themselves are very they're always either in the past or in the future. So there's a lot of distraction mentally there with senior citizens, and also the health issue of not being able to sit right for a very long period of time. So the counseling sessions have to be much shorter, a lot more childlike, basically, with a lot more stories and examples. So that is a different kind of there's different kind of receptiveness there. So while offline counselings used to be look and take it from there on, now I have to know the age group of the person. I have to have some thing about the past and know what is the expectation of the future before I get into that counseling. So it's a whole new learning process. I'm sure me and many other counselors will agree that as the technology picks up, as Mr. Roshan does more and more innovations in technology, we have to get used to it, and we have to also learn how to fall in line with it if we want to be serving people.
Very right, very right. And Archana ma'am, I feel Shalini ma'am has said such a wonderful thing here that she had to again learn new things when these challenges came up. Isn't it true? You would agree with me that whenever there is a challenge, you always have to learn, right, ma'am?
Unlearn, learn, and relearn. This is the only mantra that is going to take you forward.
Yes, yes. That is something that I would want my audience to listen to. All the people, all the positive souls sitting here today, they're all saying that you have to unlearn and you have to relearn. There's nothing wrong in it. Everybody has to take it in their stride, and that is the way to lead life. So life is there, and life will always throw challenges at you till your last breath. Always be ready for it, and always be ready to learn. Always be ready to read as much as you can. And this makes me come up with this thought. I would like to ask Roshanji here. Roshanji, what were your challenges? How did you learn and unlearn, and how did you connect to thyself in this period?
Yes, that's a very important and interesting question. So the first 6 months, which is last year, I was into the market research of finding out what is that the current problem, what is the problem which is going to continue in the future, and how we are going to solve that problem. So there were many things. Of course, health tech and education tech were the two areas which I started with and doing the market research. And then we finalized on the health tech side. And then initially, I said I was concentrating on connecting the patients to doctor. That means it is a kind of a B2C product where I would develop a software or a product for a hospital where, and then the actually patients can connect and get help directly with the hospitals and reduce the time of their waiting at the hospital itself for 2-3 hours of appointment and for the testing, and then all those time and going there, coming back if accessibility is not there, and for all the gentlemen, everyone, right? So that's where we focus. But then when we had to pivot. I mean, the language is basically the pivot, right? We had to rethink and change our strategy of when is it still there is a big problem which can be solved. And then there was the regulations of, as I told about, the Lucknow High Court and Mumbai High Court is giving some ruling against this kind of software where a prescription cannot be given online, right? So then we had to switch. I said, okay, now why don't we change the angle from B2C to connect B2B, where I will connect the employees of a corporate to a hospital, because they already, everybody is there and they have insurance. They go to a hospital nearby to their office or nearby to their home, but still they still continue to have same problem of taking out leaves and going and not knowing how much time they will spend on road because of traffic. Especially I'm from Bangalore, so the only thing people know about Bangalore is traffic. And so they want to solve the problem of traffic, but it is going to affect adversely when they actually want to go for a checkup, whether it is yearly checkup or when they want to do it. So we said, okay, let's do that. So even that did not work, because again, their insurance companies are a big hand in there, right? Because then they always work with the corporates to connect with their Mediclaim cards and discounts and all the stuff. So again, we had to unlearn and relearn, and then that's where COVID happened. And I started with my application as a chatbot on Facebook Messenger. So even now, you go to Facebook Messenger, you can search for stethoscope.ai or Health Hints. Health HINTS. That is the chatbot messenger name on Facebook, and it is still a fully functional chatbot where you can know everything about COVID. You can ask the questions as a two-directional chatbot, not just A, B, C, D and options. Actually, you can chat with that. So we developed that. But then again, it was kind of a B2C, right? It was open for public all over the world. And then we tell about COVID and what to do if you have some risk and everything. But then again, we had to change and pivot because the business model was not so lucrative, and it was not helping a lot of people because I just got connected to only 3,000 people in 3 months when I started in March. So apparently, I launched my Facebook Messenger on 24th of March when Modi sir announced the countrywide lockdown on the same day. So though I did not do much marketing, but because of the it was like a trend, and then everybody looked onto it. Only 3,000 people. So I could not touch a lot of people. A lot of people did not get much help all over the world, right? And then in July, August, when I did more market research and worked with corporates, then I understood there are a lot of corporates who want to start their operations as soon as the lockdown is over. And the people, employees are very reluctant to go back to office. Even though offices and corporates are saying we have done disinfection in our offices, we are going to maintain social distancing, we are going to check everything, but still people don't want to go back to office, and they say we are very reluctant because we might catch COVID there. Even though now everybody is going everywhere to malls and shopping and everything, but if they are asked, you want to go to office? No, I don't want to go to office because I will catch COVID there. They will not catch COVID everywhere else, but in the office they want to catch COVID. So, that has become an excuse, right? So corporates are having this problem. So what they do, they have to track and monitor each and their employee. So many of the organizations are what they're doing. They are monitoring their employees. They are checking their health at the gate. They're checking the SpO2. They're checking the temperature. But then they're also asking them to sign a small, even if you go to a small clinic or hospital, right? You will be asked like 5-10 questions where you need to declare yourself. No, I have not been in touch with somebody who has COVID. No, I have not gone to any party of 20 plus people. I have not gone by public transport. I don't have any symptoms. I have not met him. I have not gone there. So those declarations are given. And just based on those declarations, people are ready to go ahead. It is just giving them satisfaction. But this is the biggest problem for the corporates, where after they collect, if they have 10 employees, 20 employees, 100 employees, they can still manage. If they have thousands of employees, multiple locations in multiple cities, it is very difficult to manage and collate this information, track who's having what symptoms, not only just manage and track where their location is, but also they want to help as an organization. Because earlier, when somebody calls in sick, they said, okay, when you get well soon, after 4 or 5 days, when you are fine with viral fever down, you come back to office, we'll be okay. But now we know it is kind of little dangerous. People are scared. If it happens, we don't know what to do because there is no vaccine, there is no medicine. It's just that you have paracetamol and specific zinc and immune medicines. But other than that, people are really scared. So organizations want to help those kind of people because suddenly can happen anything, right? So organizations want to help, and plus also give that trust and confidence that if you declare and be open, we will be able to help you. So you don't have to worry about getting your loss of pay or something, but we will provide you that support which you might need if now to the platform. So that's why we focused there. We said this is the problem we want to solve. So we had to pivot 3 times in last 6 to 9 months for our developing a product, and now it is a product. Again, we are going to pivot more because in the name of COVID, I cannot continue forever. Right? People are talking about we are going to have the vaccine soon. So, and obviously people are getting off that fear of abhi dekh lenge, ho gaya, dekh lenge. So everybody's out, and only in some of the places where we are not wearing mask, only then we are being fined. But otherwise, nobody is wearing mask anymore. It's just for the namesake. Even the guard at the gate is just pointing that gun at you. He doesn't even know how kitna temperature upar niche kya karna hai. He will just write the name, number, and note it down and go ahead. It just become a formality, right? So people are okay, fine, but still the corporates have this problem, because if somebody is got COVID, the whole floor has to shut down. They have to close on the factory. It's a huge loss for them. So those organizations, we have enabled through our software complete digitization of monitoring and tracking of the employees, their locations, their symptoms, and their declarations online, and plus completely maintaining the history of their health throughout from the beginning, or from there where they're starting locating and declare on the information. So we have, that's why there is AI. So we have enabled the machine learning and AI so that we can give a proper recommendation of preventive care programs. Through the health, we can provide them, help them reduce the healthcare costs going ahead, and individually also for the corporate also. And that's how we are focusing and changed the unlearn, the relearn, and the learning part again.
Yeah, thank you so much. Very true, Roshan ji. And here I would like to ask you one more question. Have you been able to get any support from any government tie-ups? Are you having any government tie-ups, or any help or support that you've got from them? You were just mentioning about the High Court orders and everything. So that is why I was a little inquisitive to know about this.
We actually tried to get into the government, but of course, the product name called Arogya Setu, right? Which was asked by everyone in the government to be used. So I think in the government already there was a mandate to use an application called Arogya Setu. But of course, Arogya Setu is helping the individual to know what they should do, and helping the government and authorities, healthcare authorities, and to know who is the one and provide help them, and also enable others to know that, okay, who is having symptoms nearby, and stay away and all those stuff, right? So the objective of that tool was already there and usage in the government. So we did not get much acceptance there. But the problem still, even if Arogya Setu is there, the corporate did not know, because they don't have a complete analytics and historical information of each and every employee, even if they have Arogya Setu, because obviously it is completely about their private and personal data, which obviously government is not going to disclose to anyone. Right? Because that's a very personal and private data, and government has it, the details, and they cannot share it with anyone. Otherwise, it will become a huge fraud and huge problem for the government itself, right? So, but the employees are employees of an organization. So, as an employer, they have the right to ask the question. Of course, it is the employee who says, yes, I am okay to share my details with my employer, and they will be kept, my data will be kept private and secure. And that is how, even though Arogya Setu is there, the corporates are not getting the help. So what we did is we developed a comprehensive application, because in the case of Arogya Setu, you asked 4-5 standard questions, whether you have breathing difficulty, fever, cough, and all, right? But still, there are many asymptomatic cases. I mean, that's probably because there are 18-19 parameters as per WHO, the guidelines, to find out what are symptoms of COVID you can have. Even small running nose and loss of taste and diarrhea also are some of the symptoms, which are never captured in any high-level tool, right? We just ask for, look for oxygen saturation and breathing difficulty, cough, or fever. Other things are also there. So we wanted to reduce that asymptomatic cases, captured from the beginning. So we made a very comprehensive application along with many other parameters which an organization does. So from government-wise, we don't have a tie-up yet. We are still working with some of the organizations for getting the grant from departments of science and technology. We are working with one of the incubators in Bangalore to help us with that. Hopefully, we will get through and get some help from the government. But for currently, fortunately, as I said, as an early success, we were able to help Titan as an organization. And Tata, Titan famously, right? So there are around 10-15 brands. They have hundreds of locations across India for corporate offices, for their factories, manufacturing units, and outlets, and everywhere, where they were already doing this tracking and monitoring, but using Google Sheets and paper printouts across locations, multiple people managing, and they need to again collate for HR, for facilities, across locations again. So we made them easier, having an online platform where each and every employee has a login ID and password, and we can configure for 8-9 levels of the hierarchy in the organization, department wise, organization wise, multiple, like 8 levels of organization hierarchy, right? So they can have different levels of admins, different managers, report generation for making it private. Only one manager of only their employees they can see, downloading the report, making it private. It is a publicly hosted solution. It is, of course, all cybersecurity measures have been taken. So all these criteria for our corporate organization to make sure the data is both kept private and secure, and also make with all the trends and analytics and real-time dashboard available for the management, track and monitor and create insights and trends analytics. And that is how we went into this.
It is amazing to know, Roshanji, how much hard work, how much thinking, how much creativity, how much analysis has gone into all this. And hats off to you for all this innovation. And it really requires a lot of passion and hard work to do this. I mean, without any government help, without any setup from their side, doing this all on your this thing. I mean, it is really, very. I feel very proud that you have achieved so much in such little time, and you're engaging with such good corporates. So that is really inspiring and motivating for all of us, isn't it, Archana ma'am?
It's all because of
Yeah,
my
sure.
family and friends. They have helped me a lot throughout, and thank you everyone to use the application if it is helping them anyways.
Yes, yes, definitely. We will be using this application. And here I would like to ask Shalini ma'am, now that we are towards the end of the session, I would like to ask Shalini ma'am, and how about her future plans? Where does she see herself in the next 3 to 5 years? Whether she has got any help from the government as yet? She has been doing a lot of things on her own. The ideas, and her experiences. She has learned again, picked up new things in the last few months. Hats off to you, ma'am. And please share with us your future plans and how do you plan to go about this, Shalini ma'am, please.
So in terms of government tie-ups, well, I have not really gone that path yet because for me, like I said, it has been a learning process doing online counselings. So until I've done like a good 100 online counselings, then I will probably go that direction. But I have worked with a lot of corporates. I have conducted a lot of stress management courses. Online through August onwards, how to sleep better, stress management, anxiety management. These have been the core topics where I have tried to infuse the awareness of counseling as a therapy and try to eliminate the stigma that's attached to counseling in some way. In India, people think counselor के पास जाना है तो आदमी को कुछ दिमाग में problem होना चाहिए, फिर ही counseling they will take. So I have tried to eliminate that as far as possible. Through my different training programs, and I have associated with an association which is into taking care of or creating recreational activities for senior citizens. I have also through different networks been connected with a lot of healthcare workers who are battling with with COVID face to face. हम तो फिर भी घर पे बैठे, it's much safer for us. So I am right now doing this through my channel of professional network as well as personal network, and whatever learning is happening through educational institutes with which I have studied from. So my future plan, COVID has taught me that counseling can also be done online. And I feel with that, it gives us all counselors a great scope to connect with individuals across the globe. I can sit here and counsel a person who is maybe in another time zone as well. So it has made suddenly the scope of work so very big. We just need to fine tune and refine certain skills in certain ways so that we are able to help individuals to the optimum. And that process, I feel, since it's tech based, it's going to be developing every single time there is innovation. And again, so learning Zoom and MS Team for somebody and Meet for someone else. Yeah, it's been a great learning process for me also, I feel. And So right now I want to focus on the channels which I have and associate myself with as many people as possible. And then once I have done enough and more counselings online, then I can go and ask somebody to fund me, because यहाँ पे hardly any funding is required. Internet connection, you require your mobile phone, easy for the participant or easy for the person who is coming for counseling. So it's अगर कभी हमने it's a very very minuscule पैसे इतने नहीं लगते हैं काउंसलर के साथ बात करने में जितना ऑफलाइन लगता था. So I feel we'll get that way soon, but as of now I'm doing it through my own channel, and I hope in the next 5 to 6 years people look at counselors as a friend more than a professional they're talking to, and they feel like in Europe and in the United States, we have it as such a common thing. People do just go visit the counselor if there's something disturbing them. I hope and see that people like me and many others like me will make counseling a very easy platform to access for people who are going through mental anxiety and stress. And we will have lesser suicides and lesser depression cases, and we'll have more people who take counseling as a talk therapy more than a medical resource they're going to. So that's the goal when I look 5 years from now, and I look to working with more corporates in coaching their people through to get over work pressures and anxiety, because I feel work is something that people really take as something they have to excel in and do well, and if they don't do well, life is incomplete. That's the way they look at work. So we hope to changing that work culture to being more fulfilling and something people do because they love to do what they do. So that's my vision for the next 5 years, personally as well as professionally.
That's amazing, ma'am. That's amazing. Because COVID is here to stay. I personally feel, as a doctor, as a medical professional, I feel that COVID is.
All the Mandakini, Roshan Khanji. I can't see them actually.
I am very much.
Shalini ma'am.
Yes.
Can you see and Roshan ji?
Yes.
Mandakini ji is back.
Yeah. So
yeah, that was a real insight.
No, I'm as much here as COVID-19 is. I have not gone anywhere, and I might look as if I'm hidden, but actually I'm not. I'm very much here. So COVID-19, the wave has gone down.
Yeah, I can also hear all of you and see.
Yes. So in today's date, there were 26,000 cases all over India. The wave has definitely gone down, but COVID-19 is here to stay. The virus is going to stay. And in the United Kingdom, few days back, a new strain of coronavirus has been found, and which is much more dangerous. It is spreading very fast. So Christmas festivities and New Year festivities have been cancelled over there. So that means that coronavirus is not going anywhere. And in that scenario, I would like to ask Roshan ji, what are your plans when you know that corona is not going anywhere?
Well, I should not say it is a good news or whatever, right? But for the business of any kind, or for people, for digital platform and how digital transformation has gone, I think COVID has taught a lot to the humankind, not only to know who is your actually family and actual friends, but also which technology and what is going to and who is going to help them continue in this new normal, if I can say that, right? If whether COVID is going to stay or here to stay or not, but definitely, these kind of pandemics are going to continue. It's not like when we heard it's every century once something comes, like Spanish flu 100 years back, and now if you remember, there has been SARS and MARS and something else 45 years back. So now the number of years between the pandemics are reducing from century to decade to 4 years to 1 year. And now already in 6 months, there's a new trend. As you said, in UK has been a new strand or a new type of COVID has been identified. So as and when we are going to improve and identify, and in our technology, we are going to find out new types of diseases which maybe have been existing forever, but we have never identified them. Now we are able to identify with higher speed, right? The vaccine earlier used to take 5 years to get into for human trials. Now it is taking 5 months or 6 months, right, for getting into trials. So though technology is improving, things are becoming faster. It is helping us to identify new kinds of diseases and new kinds of cures also. So with respect to my product, I want to again continue focusing on corporate health and wellness. So as of now, if I consider COVID symptoms and the parameters as a health well-being assessment, I am already thought of, actually the next version is already out with adding the happiness well-being, because that is also an important factor for corporate, right? Where person's happiness is also known. Plus, there is something called social well-being. Now, because of digital world, because of COVID, though we have become very close and we know exactly with family and friends, but we have actually gone away from our friends whom we have been meeting maybe weekly once or monthly once. And now, I mean, on my way, I am going to Hyderabad from Bangalore after 1 year to meet my parents. It's been 1 year I have gone out of the city of Hyderabad. And, this is how it has increased the distance physically. But then, yes, whether it is going to stay here or not, the future, from my perspective, each corporate has to be ready to prevent or be ready for this kind of disruptions in the future. And we need to track and monitor the health and everything well-being of an employee, whether it is COVID or not. So that is where I am targeting, that not only the symptoms of COVID, but also going ahead, help the organization and employees, whether it is private or government or semi-government, to continue monitor and help them in any way we can, whether reducing costs or increasing productivity or any other matter for that.
Yeah, that's amazing. So as you were just discussing about this happiness and well-being being introduced, so will you be introducing your tango dance classes also, sir, in the happiness and well-being classes?
It's been more than a year I have also danced. Otherwise, it used to be every weekend on Sunday, and it has been because of 1 year I have not danced. So tango online, no, it has to be it is dance with a partner. So though there are online dance classes available, yes, there are coaches are people are teaching online dancing, but of course you need to have somebody to dance with, and it's not just one person. Yes, you have a family, you have a friend, but it is the social gathering where you go. It is meeting and networking with people. Dancing is only excuse. So I'm looking forward for the dance institutions to start open. Same as the education institutions, right? For children, school is not the place only to learn the books. It is now known to everyone. We don't need school to learn anything. It can be done online. Teaching can be done at home, and people can learn better. But what they lack is the social well-being, the social awareness, and that is where the school helps in improving psychological well-being of an individual. Same way, for an employee, it is the psychological well-being which is required to improve, and that is why they need to go to office, not just meet on Google Meet or Zoom, but it is to meet people. Is the body language, not the hand movement on the video call, but everything.
Right. So we have a question for our panelists here tonight. The question is that, is COVID a disguise or a support, as we have started choosing online for all our purposes and work? So do you, esteemed guests, do you think that COVID is supportive, or how do you take it? Anyone, Charlie ma'am, Roshan sir.
So I generally don't like to say COVID was the reason why we got innovative. It is our own slack. I feel we didn't need such a drastic illness to come and kill so many people for us to make this innovation. It is, I guess, God's own way of kicking us and telling us ke jao or come, or innovation karo. But unfortunately, it had to be COVID. and we had to lose so many people to really understand that so many things can be done online still. So if it was not for COVID, maybe we would have still done it, but it would have taken some more time. So I don't like to say that because of COVID we did the innovation, but unfortunately that's how it is. Because of COVID we did the innovation.
Right, right.
So
right.
just
that
want to
question was right. Yeah, yes,
just
sir.
want
Please
to
continue.
add on there. लातों के भूत बातों से नहीं मानते. So I think God knows. He has been telling, and everybody knows that we have to keep ourselves clean and hygienic. But I think COVID has taught how to be clean, hygienic in a way, and Swachh Bharat and things and everything. We have been having initiative, but COVID has taught that you need to clean yourself, you need to keep hygiene, you need to keep distance, and that has been taught. So it's in a disguise to get things, to know the real thing and to know who your real friends and family are. So that
Very true. Very true.
I would
Very
add
true.
to that. I would add to
Yes,
that.
yes.
In physics, we have positive disruption. That means before something positive happens, a lot of negative thing happens.
Yes.
And from there, a beautiful flower is born. In order to get a tree, the seed has to break.
Yes.
Without seeding being broken, you won't get a tree, and you won't get many more things. I know it has taken a toll, it has taken a lot of people, but I won't say it was good, I won't say it was bad. It was a fact, it was a situation. It's how we take it. Are we taking it to grow ourselves? Are we taking it for being betterment? Are we creating a new me? Are we trying to improve ourselves? If you had immunity, now immunity is the next passport. If you were immune, much more immune, then disease would have a lesser effect on you. So somewhere it is telling us a lot of things. And here we have to learn. It is just a fact, whatever meaning you can give it. You get given a meaning, it was the worst time ever that had happened, or you could have given a meaning, it's the beginning that we start taking care of ourselves, of our mind, of our health, of our mental well-being, because we could see that to a undeveloped and less developed state, it has affected less because of the immunity power. Why they have an immunity power? Because they were working. Even if they were not going to gym, they were working physically. And it has occurred to most of the people who are actually into a compact box house, box life they are living. बंद घर, बंद गाड़ी, बंद ऑफिस, उन लोगों को ज्यादा परेशान किया. Not to the, I did not heard कि एक भी beggar मर गया. I never heard कि एक भी काम वाली को कुछ हुआ है. इन लोगों को कुछ नहीं हुआ क्योंकि इन लोग बाहर थे, नेचर के साथ थे, काम कर रहे थे. तो कहीं ना कहीं ये हमारे लिए एक सीख भी है. Now this is a fact, this is a situation. Your focus is, if you want to learn, you will learn. If you focus on good things, there are a lot of good things. If you want to focus on bad things, there are a lot of bad things. हाँ, जिनके घर पे कोई हादसा हुआ है उनको बहुत बुरा लग रहा है, लेकिन कोविड नहीं होने पे भी हर साल बहुतों के घर से बहुत लोग जाते हैं. So it's a high time that they should take this as a learning and start building a good generation in forward. That is why we have started this New Me drive, where we are asking people, be better. खुद पर काम कीजिए, बेहतर बनिए, क्योंकि जब आप बेहतर बनेंगे तो बेहतर जिंदगी देंगे औरों को भी, और दुनिया भी बेहतर होगी. आपसे शुरू करना है, हमसे शुरू करना है. Don't let ask for anything. Do it by yourself. Shashaktam, Shashak Bharat.
Very true. Very true. Beautifully said. Beautifully said, ma'am. And we are towards the closing of this session now. And one last small thing I would like to ask Shalini ma'am, if in very short, you could just tell us about the book, ma'am, Crossroads. So in very short, if you could just tell us a little bit about it, ma'am.
So here is the book. It's called At Crossroads, and it is a simple story of a young boy who got depressed with his negative family background or drowning family background to such an extent that he decided to commit suicide. But he was lucky to meet with a counselor in the right time who completely deviated that thought and in some way changed his life. And not just that, but a counselor is also a human being. So Ishan, who is the protagonist, also changed the counselor's life in many ways. So that's the sum and substance of the book.
All right, ma'am. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for all your time. Thank you, Roshan ji. It was a pleasure having you us with the Vital Rituals, the panel here today.
Thank you so much for having me.
Pleasure, ma'am. Pleasure.
Thank you, everyone.
And
Thank you very much,
now I would
Mandakini.
like to hand
Thank you, Shalini.
mic to Archana, ma'am. Thank you, Roshan sir. Archana, ma'am, please, if you could now conclude the session.
It's already concluded with such big personality saying everything. There's nothing left. But I would say, everybody, please work upon yourself, on your mental health. Everything begins here. Everything. Work here. Work upon yourself. Be a better version of self. क्योंकि आप नहीं बदलोगे तो कुछ नहीं बदलेगा. Thank you.
Very true. So we end the session here now.